Hi there, I'm Jerry Stubbe from the Quilter's Quarters. Today I wanted to show you something that I thought you might find interesting. I opened my store in 1996, but in 1992 my husband retired from the military and we moved back to Leavenworth, Kansas. At the time he was working away from home a good bit. My children were both grown and gone off to college and that sort of thing, so I was home alone. And working for the government during the day, but didn't have a lot of quilting friends, and there was no quilt guild in town. But I got into antiquing a lot. So friends and I would go out to an auction once a month, across the river into Missouri, and find fun things. And on one particular night, it was a hot August night, pouring down rain, stinking humidity, terrible night. I did not want to go. However, it was my turn to drive. So I agreed to go. Not in a good mood. You ever been there? Just not in a good mood to go. But I went anyway, and I'm so thankful I did. Some of you have probably seen this written up on my website, but I thought you might like to actually see what I found that night, because it kind of gave a catalyst to what we were doing in the store when I opened it. So here we go. There's where you can find it on the website. Now that particular night, all of my friends were looking at great shelves, cabinets, tables, really cute things. I didn't see a darn thing I liked except an old wooden cigar box that was broken across the top, held together with a blue rubber band, which has since dry rotted. But all I could see out of the edge of that box was a little piece of patchwork. Let me turn this camera so you can see it a little better. This little piece of patchwork wasn't even sticking out that much, but I thought, wow, here's something really cool. And if you look closely, and I'll hold it up so you can see it, here on the cover, written in pencil, is a little girl's name, Gladys. So, during the auction, everything was coming up, going on for sale for dollars and dollars, and it was just great. This came up, and I bid $1. Got a lot of goof off from my friends, but that's okay. It was worth $1. As the night went on, you know how an auctioneer goes, and he yabba-dabba-dabs. I got it for $1. When I got home, I opened it up, and I have enjoyed this treasure for all these years. Now here's the little piece of patchwork that was in there. As you can see, it's pretty poorly pieced. It's all drawn up here in the middle. The stitches are all by hand. Pretty big stitches. I think fairly well seen that it was probably done by a child. In the box was her little cardboard template. It's just a 1-inch square. It has a pinhole in it where obviously she pinned it down to a piece of fabric to cut out her pieces. Here are more of the pieces that she has put together to make her little quilt. Just quite a few of them. In there also is some thread. Actually, it's kind of a yarn kind of thing. It's actually wrapped around a little hand-carved hatchet. Now, I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was her little brother's and she swiped it to wrap her yarn around. Maybe it's something her daddy made for her. But it's really cute, and that was in there. One button. A large button, as you can see. There's a newspaper clipping that has some drawings on it. It's very fragile and very old. As you can see, the pictures, there's a camel, a horse, a bear, a donkey, and some other things on there. Now apparently she wanted to use these as a pattern of some sort. And I'll show you here in just a second where I see that. Here's some needlework that she was practicing on a piece of, feels almost like burlap. Now the pattern pieces she did, I pinned them to a black piece of fabric so maybe you can see her drawings a little better, where she's done the horse and some other animals from that pattern, the newspaper. Now she's enlarged them. These are larger images, but she's done a pretty good job of her drawings on this same burlap fabric. The other thing she had in her little treasure box is some newspaper, like a coloring book kind of fold. Nothing's been colored, just ready for her to do it. Then I got down to the real treasures. Now this one says, to Miss Anna Cawdon, City. On the reverse, it says, you were invited to the Busy Bee class Easter from Hildred or Mildred Mayhew. Just a little invitation. So that got me thinking, how old was Anna? Or Gladys, or whatever her name was. There are some, obviously there was a scavenger hunt. This one says, look under the end of the piano. And look on the west end of the north window in the sitting room. So there must have been a scavenger hunt going on. This one says, you were invited to a lawn party at your Sunday school teacher Monday, July 4th, 1905, 2 p.m. So we know that this little girl was over 100 years old now, and this is her treasure box. This is a printed card that says, to keep your place, and on the back it's got Gladys Cawdon written on the back. I don't know if she is Anna Gladys Anna, I don't know. On the inside it says, compliments of your teacher, Francis Norman. There's a little heart-shaped piece of tablet paper. It says, to Gladys, remember me early, remember me late, and always remember your old schoolmate, Fred Strum, or Strum. I can't tell for certain. Now this little girl obviously treasured the things in this box. She also wanted a tea set. And in the very bottom of this box, I found a tea set. This is cut from paper. It feels to be maybe a magazine, I'm not sure. But she's got 2 platters, she's got plates and saucers and little teacups. Just such treasures for this little girl. And I think that she kept it for quite a while, all of these little things, because also in there is a napkin, a Christmas printed napkin. And written here, and it's kind of smeared, it says 1911 CWBM, Trenton, Missouri, property of Gladys Cawdon. Now this got me to thinking, as we all keep our quilting and our treasure things in plastic tubs. Someday, in a yard sale, in an antique auction or whatever, is someone really going to care when they look at a Rubbermaid tub and say, oh look, somebody's great-grandma kept it in a Rubbermaid tub? No. Maybe a cigar box. When I opened the store, this became the name of patterns I created, and I called them Cigar Box Quilts. These were all patterns that I took vintage quilts that I had and redrafted them using today's methods. I used rotary cutters and that sort of thing rather than cutting them with scissors. So I hope you enjoyed the history of where this name came from and what I found in this box. It makes you think about how you save your things for the future. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.